We're here today at Sycamore Loop down southeast of Bloomington, just on the other side of Monroe Lake. This is the beginning of the trail that leads to Terrell Cemetery. It's October the 26th. It's about 50 degrees. It's good weather, so let's go. Marked campsite along the Sycamore Loop. You can see they've got a firebox built out of stones. They've got places to sit on logs, and you've got some flat places where you can build your tent. It looks like a real nice campsite. So this is the third one on the Sycamore Loop. As a point of reference, as you're walking along this trail, shortly after you pass campsite number 3, you're going to start entering into a pine forest. Trees perfectly straight like telephone poles, all probably 80 to 100 feet tall. So now it should be noted that this trail does not have white diamond blazes on the trees. So it's particularly important that you follow the trail. And here, being in the fall, it's a little bit harder to see, but not impossible. Okay, we're coming up on campsite number 4. To the right, let's go check this out. This one's only about 30 yards off the road, off the trail. Got a big slab here for a table that somebody's picked up and put there.
Oh, cool.
And got a nice place for tents, places to sit.
Oh man.
Fire is smoldering a little bit. I can see a little bit of smoke coming off of it. But this would be for those of you who are looking to hike along the Sycamore Loop Trail, this will be an ideal one. It's nice and flat. Again, it's got plenty of places to sit. That's campsite number 4. As you're coming along, you should see one of these black plastic signs that gives you a directional change. And there'll be another one following it. We've just changed direction by 90 degrees, and we're pressing on. We are heading northwest and starting a uphill grade.
Mark walked right by that, almost tramped on it, and I jumped when I saw it move. Check it out. It blends right in with the leaves. Ribbit, ribbit.
At about 3.2 miles in, you should see one of these signs right here that tells you to go to your right. I think this is about 3.2 miles in is where you will make this right-hand turn, and eventually this is going to make a switch back and head the opposite direction. We're going on a slight, very slight downhill grade on this old road bed. It's a road bed for four-wheel drives, for all-wheel drive. That would be about it for a four-wheeler. But it's probably up near above 60 degrees presently, and it's kind of warm. I had to strip out of my sweater, got into a short-sleeve shirt. This is nice weather for the end of October, pushing into November. Continuing on the old road bed, we just had to backtrack there for a moment just to make absolutely positively sure that we were on the right trail, going the right direction, because this trail is not marked on the trees. But yes, we are going the right way. Coming up on another marker here. See what this has to say. It says, if I can find it right there, no horses. The hiking part is scratched out from something, but I can at least tell there was a hiker symbol and an arrow pointing this direction, so we're going on. There's something we might do next year that I would like to do is take a week off around the end of April and travel to Damascus, Virginia, and take the Virginia Creeper Trail from Damascus, Virginia to Abington, Virginia. It's 17 miles one way, and I thought we can park the car in Damascus, or the vehicle, and hike 17 miles to Abington, spend the night in a hotel, and then the following day get up early and walk back to Damascus, do 34 miles in 2 days. Should probably take about 7 to 7.5 hours each way. I think it'd be fun. Walking along, we saw this sign here that's going to give us a turn to the left. You'll find this sign in an area where the canopy seems to break out, and it's not as thick, and you can see the sky. It appears as we're on a starting a very slight decline, or maybe it's just because of the geography, but we're walking along the top of a high ridge. I believe we're headed northwest. The camera always doesn't do it justice, but I can assure you we're at the top of a very steep ravine. Probably at least greater than 60-degree slope downwards. Something you don't want to do when you're out here in the woods is walk around with your head up in the air looking up, because acorns are falling all the time, and if you look up and got hit in the eye with an acorn falling from a tree 80 to 100 feet in the air, it's going to hurt or put your eye out. just like on Christmas Story with the BB gun. That sharp left at that sign we saw a few minutes back will put you along this ridge that we're on called Terrell Ridge. Up ahead, before you make a sharp left and head back to the parking lot, there will be a road to the right, or a trail cuts to the right and goes down to a place called the Terrell Cemetery. We may end up going down there just to see what it's about. So we're about 4 miles in, somewhat along that line there. Okay, stoop down.
Look how the tree bows. Half of a McDonald's arch.
We kind of broke out of the canopy into this area where the trees are a little bit more sparse on a downhill slope. Very not seen anything like this before. Going down towards the middle of the screen there, you can't tell. The eye can pick it up, but it's an extremely deep ravine. Very, very steep. I might walk over there to the edge and see if I can't get a shot. I'll walk over here so you can see it if the camera can pick it up. I'm not going to go any further because it gets too steep, because if you happen to fall, down you go. We're at the 4.6 mile marker. There's a sign here I want to show you. If you go that way, you'll go back to the parking lot. If you go the opposite direction, you'll go down to the Terrell Hill Cemetery. So that's the way we're going to go. Worst case, if we're going the wrong direction, we'll end up at the parking lot. We'll just turn around and go back the opposite direction. But I don't think we're going the wrong direction. The Terrell Cemetery, which is on the northwest side of the loop, there's a little spur that juts off the left northwest corner of the trail that comes up here to this Terrell Cemetery. And I'm going to read a little bit from it. It says, "Grave markers in the small cemetery mark the final resting place for members of the Terrell, Axum, and Grubb families whose legacies survive as place names in the Dean Wilderness, Terrell and Grubb Ridges, and the Axum branch of Salt Creek. The fading headstones give a clue to the harsh times the families endured while attempting to scratch out a living during the 1800s and early 1900s. With rare exceptions, dates indicate that few lived beyond 60 years. Hezekiah and Alice Axum have 5 children under the age of 13 buried here, including 4 who died in one year, 1931. The Whites lost a son who lived but 2 days.
Hey guys, it's Laura. Mark and I just finished the Sycamore Loop. It's 6 miles long in the Hoosier National Forest. It is considered a moderate trail, so you don't have any steep climbing except for the very last end of the walk. That was pretty steep, but all in all, very, very easy walk. Very beautiful scenery. So if you guys get a chance, come on out to the Hoosier National Forest. It was like 40 degrees when we started out this morning, and I think it's about 60 degrees now. So for all you people that like to walk, I highly suggest this trail. Walk upright and keep it clean.